And we have nothing to talk about. This is going to be a horrible week.
All right, hitting the
Yeah, if
button.
people are listening to this right now, I feel bad for them.
I do too. Hi guys. I'm sorry already.
Oh, are we live? Oh, man.
Welcome to Character Crunch, episode 162, your show about absolutely nothing. My name is Dave Moore. Joining me is my best friend, electrical engineer by day, Jeff Daly by night.
So we downgraded the podcast to absolutely nothing.
It's pure random chaos, so to speak.
Oh, God, don't.
Don't
So
downgrade
when
us.
I'm
No, we're higher quality than that.
so when I'm working at work, they call me Timmy Greenfield.
Timmy Two
I didn't
Fingers.
last at yeah. I didn't last at work long. They didn't like my name. They thought I was ugly. They fired me.
About as long as he lasted in the fantasy football league. I don't actually know. I'm just throwing shade. There's one person watching us live, and I bet you it's him.
Maybe it's Jim Young. Hi, Jim
It's
Young.
him or Jim Young. Those are the only two people who watch this show live.
It'd be funny if it was him.
Jeff, normally you and I are two best friends who just talk about geek and nerd culture. But the reality is, this week, unless you're a Game of Thrones fan, nothing else happened.
Did you hear about Disney and Netflix?
Oh, we could talk about Disney and Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a big deal. Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
Here we go. Everybody tuck in. Right? So, Walt Disney Incorporated Pictures. What is the
Walt
name
Disney, the actual person, just came out of cryogenic frozen.
Cryogenic frozen. No, let's look at this really. They've announced that they are going to take everything off of Netflix in what, 2019? Right?
Is it that way into the future?
I mean,
like it's almost
mid 2017 already though.
Yeah, that's 2 years from now.
Yeah. Okay, but they're going to take everything off Netflix. Yeah, they're going to take everything off Netflix to build their own online streaming service.
Yeah.
So, number one, my first question, right, is why are they all doing this? Like, why does CBS need its own streaming app? When we got cable, we all demanded that we could buy our each individual channels one by one. Now we're finally getting
on the internet.
Now it's happening on the internet, and we're getting angry about it because it's not fair. It's not balanced, and by the time you end up paying for more than you paid for cable, because it's all the same stuff. So the question here, I guess, is Jeff, do you think this is worth it on just that concept alone? And then we'll dive deeper here for a minute. Are you interested in this?
No, not at all. It's a stupid move on Disney's part, I think.
Okay. All right. Surface level, stupid decision. Now,
what do you think?
Let's look at the. I think a lot of things. One, I agree with you. On a surface level, I think you're right. I think that them all separating off into their own ways is irritating and frustrating, and I wish everybody could just get on board with like just Netflix. Like, it's already too much for Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Right? Like, those three things combined are enough to think about. I don't want to add more services. It just makes it confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Second thought, though, is if there is any company out there who does this, who has the catalog to justify their own service, it's Disney. Right? Mm-hmm. So they have the back catalog, they have the collection of movies, they have the outrageous amount of entertainment that they could use to produce this service. But at the same time, as I don't want everything separate like this.
Well, all Disney has is like they have a couple shows. They have a bunch of Disney, all the Disney shows,
all the Disney family movies, all the Disney XD cartoons, all the Disney movies that go to theaters, all the Pixar stuff, all the Marvel stuff and all the Star Wars stuff. So when you start to look at that, starts to sound a little bit more appealing.
Crap, all this Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, they get all this Star Wars stuff. So if you want to watch Rogue One while it's on Netflix, watch it now. Because God knows how long it's going to be there. Probably not very long. Right? I'm indifferent about this because I'm actually okay with them being the only ones who do this. They have
but other things are going to follow suit.
right, exactly. The problem I have is that they're setting a precedent for other companies to do this. Right? If
Yeah.
Disney says we're going to do this, well, anybody could do this. Fox is going to do this. You know, NBC will do this.
Netflix, now it's going to be like where we pay cheap for cable, and then it's just going to spread out to where you have to pay a bunch of more money for internet now.
Yeah, and you're gonna end up paying. Yeah, you're gonna end up paying the same amount of money for all these services. I mean, I guess it's nice that we get to finally pick and choose, right?
Yeah, but I'd rather just have everything for like $10 and pick and choose everything.
Well, the problem is, Jeff, they convinced you that you could get that with Netflix. And now here's the weird thing about Netflix doing this, right? Is what now happens, Jeff, is all this stuff comes out and everybody else starts pulling this stuff out. Netflix becomes only full of Netflix originals. And does Netflix itself have the catalog worthwhile?
Netflix is not going to only have Netflix originals. It's also going to have all the movies and everything else on it. Not every company is going to make
Until Warner Brothers pulls
shows.
out too. Until Warner Brothers isn't a thing, and then
Disney and Warner Brothers have what? What do you think? 1%, maybe 1% of all that's on Netflix.
Oh no, I think they have significantly more than that.
No.
I would love to see the chart of the breakdown for who owns what on Netflix. Because I guarantee you it's not mostly Netflix.
It's not mostly Netflix.
I bet you it's mostly indie crap. And by crap, I mean stuff that's actually not good. Then followed by like Netflix originals / like in production with Disney / you know, like what happens to the Marvel shows, Jeff? Those are Disney. Those are Disney produced shows.
What is?
All the Marvel shows: Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders.
Netflix originals. Oh God, I don't know how they're going to handle that.
Right?
So maybe they might say it's like half owned by each,
or they stay. Or they stay on Netflix. Right, but then they don't go over to the Disney service. I mean, I see. I guess what I see.
There's 5,500 stuff on Netflix.
Okay. Did you find a chart breakdown for who owns what?
No. Disney.
How much of Netflix is owned by Disney? And by owned on Netflix, I mean by the space, the bandwidth space of the amount of content available on Disney's on Netflix. I just think they're the only ones, Jeff, who have the ability to step in here and say, hey, we actually have the content to fill a service. Like Disney can do this. I don't think anybody else can successfully. I mean, sure, some people really like Spike TV and all sorts
I don't think Disney has more than 100 of the 5,500 releases.
Over the entire history of Disney, you don't think they have that amount of content?
Jeff, they could put out the Netflix. All of it's not on Netflix.
Well, and I'm not saying it's all on Netflix currently. What I'm saying is they have the opportunity to put it all on an online streaming service for people to watch. I'm going to our live chat now to the one person who's in there who's commenting. I'm working on it.
If you add up, oh man, Disney has a lot, but like, let's look at how much of it is on Netflix.
Dream Daddy Bobby Sean. I'm assuming that's Bobby Paul. All right. But and Jim Young is here, and so is Sean Capri. Hi guys. I think they're the only ones who can do this. And do this separately. The concern is that everybody will follow suit and then leave Netflix with just Netflix originals, which I don't even know who owns those Netflix originals, Jeff. Like that's Like, what are we gonna keep? We're gonna keep House of Cards, Stranger Things. Uh,
A bunch of movies, Dave. Like in your eyes, you think like all of Netflix is either Disney, Warner Brothers, or Netflix.
I think it. Look, there's tons of indie
What
stuff in
about all
there.
the Fox movies, all the
There's not a lot of the Fox movies. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Is like Fox has their
Back to the Future?
FX Now is a service, Jeff. You can already get Fox separately.
Dave, there's 5,500 stuff on Netflix.
Jeff, we could get a movie on Netflix. You want to be on Netflix? Let's
Holes.
make
What about Holes is Disney, right?
the Holes is on Netflix.
Yes, on Netflix. I've watched it before.
Okay.
All the good stuff isn't released either by Disney or Warner Brothers.
I'm not saying that they control everything. I'm saying
All
that,
the
and
Food Network stuff. What about all the Food Network stuff? All the
yeah, but Jeff,
HGTV stuff, all
what
that
if
stuff.
Netflix becomes a reality TV show full of Food Network shows?
What?
I mean, we'll keep Bill Nye Saves the World probably.
Sci-fi shows, sci-fi movies. Any movie that's released that's not Warner Brothers or Disney, which is a lot of movies.
I just think that the perceived value of the Disney service could have more
Nope.
because I think the back
I'd rather enjoy Netflix more than Disney. I don't watch.
Jeff, if you could pay $10 a month to have unlimited access to every Disney classic ever released,
No,
you wouldn't do it?
no.
Oh, I would.
Why? I don't care about a lot of Disney stuff.
I think Bobby will back me up on this one.
If you could either do Netflix or Disney or in Disney streaming service, which would you do?
I I would pick Disney.
Why?
because
What about all
because
the Sony Pictures movies?
those are going to be half owned by Disney and by the end of Spider-Man's Homecoming movies.
Why?
the the reality here, I did watch. They'll make an agreement to get a bunch of the Sony stuff on the Disney service and take them up from Netflix. Because just because Disney has their own streaming service doesn't mean they can't buy out other stuff.
Yeah.
And I think Disney has the strong foot in the market to control that.
Hmm.
I think Disney launches a service, and I guarantee you, half the number of people who've signed up for Netflix in the entire history of Netflix sign up in the first 2 hours.
No.
Oh, I
What about
think
Hulu?
Hulu's suffering. Hulu tried to sell themselves multiple times.
But Hulu came out as a streaming service. It's not doing nearly as well as Netflix.
I just I would like this to not be a standard across the world of people who are producing stuff. By the way, Jeff, because I can't confirm who this is, Dream Daddy Bobby says that he loves Jeff's voice.
Mm.
I just a little bit concerned for our future with this.
Disney won't have BoJack Horseman, Dave.
That is a very, very good point. I will stay subscribed only to binge watch through BoJack Horseman seasons, whatever, because they take me absolutely less than 1 day to get through.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll subscribe for the 1 day that I need Netflix to go through BoJack.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what, Jeff? Is I'll probably keep both. The point is, I'm just going to end up subscribing to this one as well,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just they're just going to keep stacking until I'm paying $300 a month for this, like I was for Gable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want. Anyway,
Every streaming service is releasing their own like original shows. It's getting like harder and harder to stick with just one streaming service.
like, how are you going to watch the new Star Trek show? Like, you're going to have to get the CBS Now app.
I don't want to watch a new Star Trek show.
Jeff, the new Star Trek show is going to be so good.
I don't like Star Trek that much. It's okay.
Did you see the fire that I threw on Forget Being Cool this morning?
No, I didn't.
I said that
Fire thing?
I said that I like Guardians of the Galaxy better than I like Star Wars and Star Trek. which
All right, Dave. There's something wrong with you.
made a couple people freak out.
You
People
like
are,
Guardians of the Galaxy more than Star Wars.
yep, I think so.
Why?
I think I've confirmed that
Why?
because it makes me happier. Is that a crime?
Why does it make you happier?
Because it's fun. Because it's fun and it's the same movie. It's just more fun. It's just another space movie, but the characters and the stories are just more fun to me.
Yeah, but Star Wars was way more original when it came out than
Yeah, after it copied
Guardians
off
of
Star
the
Trek.
Galaxy. No, Star Wars came before Star Trek.
No, it didn't. Are we really about to throw down?
Star Trek first.
Jeff, we're gonna have a timeline fight again. You ready for a timeline fight?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, look it up. Star Trek was very first, way
What year do you
first,
think it came out?
60s. I want to say Star Trek started in 66.
73.
And when did Star Wars start?
No, it came out in 66.
And when did Star Wars start? When did Star Wars
77.
Episode 4? So who made space movies first?
Star Trek, the animated series. Oh no, we're talking about movies, Dave. Oh,
no, we're not. No.
You
We're
just said
talking about space franchises. Technically, Valerian came first.
Valerian. See, Dave?
And the Jabba the Hutt character in Valerian is actually.
Are you saying that Star Trek, the premise of Star Trek, is similar to Star Wars?
No, I'm not. No, I'm just comparing space franchises because people like to argue about space franchises.
Actually, I want to watch the new Valerian movie.
Oh, it was so bad, Jeff.
Did you watch it?
Did we not talk about Valerian on here?
No, we didn't.
I swear we talked about. Jeff, here's
How
here's
would
my.
we have talked about Valerian if I've never watched it?
Because it just came out in theaters, and I thought I talked about it. I went with my mom. Okay.
No, yeah, I didn't hear about this.
This is the. I'm thinking the real chain of events was I talked about this on Forget Being Cool. Forgot I talked about it on Forget Being Cool. Talked about it again on Forget Being Cool, and then I thought I talked about it on here, and I never did. But the reality is, what my brain just said is I talked about it on here, and last week we talked about how we didn't talk about it, even though we did. Okay, Valerian.
We
right?
never talked about it.
Okay, so I saw Valerian based off the 60s question mark, 50s, maybe 70s. I don't know. The point of it, based off a French comic book. The characters are all completely unlikable. They're the worst. I don't think the franchise itself makes any sense. Like the world they're in doesn't get nearly enough explanation to make the story matter.
Why does it need explanation as the world itself?
Because they don't do any world building at all, Jeff.
Have you ever seen A Clockwork Orange, Dave?
Yes, and that's why it's a cult classic, not a classic. Jeff. Because only very few select people can understand what the hell is happening in Clockwork Orange.
Yep. If they were to do world building and explain all that stuff, it would take half the movie. Star Wars doesn't do any world building. Star Trek doesn't do any world building.
Star Trek does tons of world building.
Really, it does.
Yeah, it's called the Federation, and the idea of how we understand. Okay, let me put this into perspective. What I'm talking about world building here, Jeff. In Star Trek, we understand the purpose of Star Trek. Okay, they are going out into space to discover life and help life and work as like we would in the future. Star Wars, we're in a world between the rebels and the Alliance and fighting over the balance between good and evil. Okay, we understand what's happening. In Valerian, we're in a spaceship and we're going after an octopus. We don't know why we're trying to catch this octopus, but it has this weird thing that when you put this octopus on your head, it's going to show you these weird flashes. Those flashes are going to tell you to go do this other thing, that you're going to go running after this other thing for no reason. And nobody understands what the hell is happening. Like, it's a really fun, cool roller coaster ride, but none of it makes any sense, like at all. And then on top of that, the story is mediocre and stupid. Hi, people who like Valerian. Did you see the GoFundMe that got put up today, Jeff?
What's that?
There's a GoFundMe today. Here, I'll send you the link right now if I can find it really quickly. That Adam Leonard started because apparently I'm angry and bitter on all my shows now.
I mean, it
And
is true. You are angry and bitter on a lot of your shows.
but the
Can't wait
point
till you grow old.
the point like a 2-year-old. The point is Valerian was absolute garbage.
I said I can't wait till you grow old because you'll get more angry and more bitter.
Anyway, bye to our wonderful friend Dream Daddy Bobby, who says bye.
Bye.
But he didn't say that is all, so I'm not convinced that was Bobby Paul's. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, Valerian's dumb. Don't go see it. It's not the best new space franchise like Guardians of the Galaxy, which is the best space franchise, period. Here, Jeff, I'm gonna send this over to you. Would you prefer it over text? You got your phone?
Yes, I have my phone.
Okay, this is really
So
good radio,
bottom
guys.
line, Valerian was bad.
Yeah, I mean it was fun. It was fun, but it's just a weird space movie that if it had done a little bit more world building, it could have been enjoyable. Read that later, or you can read it now.
You know
But
what I want to watch? I heard Get Out was really good.
I did hear Get Out was really good. I also did hear that.
I mean, that's all they said. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've also heard that what's that other one? Split is supposed to be really good. It's kind of like a suspense horror kind of
You
movie.
know, it's a really good that you should have saw besides Valerian.
Baby Driver.
Yes, Dave.
Is it still in theaters? Can I go tomorrow?
It's still in theaters, and it's still amazing.
Okay. All right.
Baby Driver. Let me check really quick. It
Probably not
has
still in theaters.
95% of Rotten Tomatoes. It's really good. It's my
I'm not
favorite movie of the year.
of the whole year. Are you sure?
Yes.
We got Spider-Man this year, Jeff.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What else did we get this year?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
You don't like Guardians as much as I do. That's acceptable. I'm saying that it's my favorite. I'm not trying to bash out people who love Star Wars and Star Trek.
It
I'm
was my
saying
favorite. It was my favorite movie of 2017 since since oh man
since Spider-Man 2. Best
yeah since Spider-Man 2
it's the
since
best movie I've seen. Best movie I've seen
since the
hands
Fate of
down.
the Furious.
Best action movie since The Fast and the Furious, the first one.
Thor Ragnarok is coming out.
That's this year, Jeff.
I know. The Last Jedi is probably going to be my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, that's almost.
It's almost a given for us, I think. See, Star Wars movies feel more special than Guardians movies too.
Yeah.
They feel like a bigger deal, but Guardians just makes me warm and fuzzy the whole time.
God, there are a lot of movies releases.
Yeah, no, this is a very big year for movies.
It was my favorite movie of 2017 since the Emoji Movie. Apparently, the Emoji Movie is absolute garbage.
No, we've talked about this. We've definitely talked about how bad that was.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No, because I remember talking, hey, Jeff, you want to talk about the reviews for Emoji Movie? And we're like, yeah. So we talked about it for like 2 seconds. I'm not surprised, I guess, about this. Doesn't blow my mind that that movie was bad. I really liked the first trailer though.
I still want to see Cars 3. I don't know why, but like the plot intrigues me.
Everybody just says it's okay, and just okay wasn't enough to bring me to the theater. You know,
Yeah, but still,
after how bad Cars 2 was.
watching those trailers though makes me want to like, man, that looks so intriguing.
I know it has potential. It seems like it would be reasonable. John saw it. John took his kids.
What do you say?
He didn't seem impressed. But he had to seem more impressed than he should have because he has to back up the fact that he said he likes the Cars franchise better than Toy Story.
What
I know,
is
Jeff. I
wrong
know.
with them?
I know.
Did he say that?
Yes, he said that. He says
Well,
Toy Story
tell
is.
him.
He said Toy Story is depressing and sad, and therefore he doesn't like it.
Well, tell him that everybody's entitled to their own opinion, except for that one, because that's a horrible opinion.
I love that this sparks your anger a little bit, like it did mine.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Overall, if we're debating franchises, he'll defend Cars more than Toy Story.
Just because it's depressing?
Yeah, because Toy Story makes him cry.
So
Because
why
they almost
so
burn the
the
toys
Cars
alive.
makes him indifferent, and that's his justification.
Yes, this is exactly it. This is the justification. No, Cars is bad all
You
the way
could
around.
argue to say Toy Story is better because they're toys and they make you feel for toys.
Anyway.
I remember that television series, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Oh yeah. Can we watch that and like talk about it for a minute?
That lasted 65 episodes.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it lasted longer. Jeff, have you seen or have you listened to 36 Questions yet? The podcast musical that
No.
I...
You watched Baby Driver yet?
36 Questions is free. Free and available for your listening pleasure at 24/7.
I need to catch up on a bunch of my podcasts.
When's Baby Driver come out on iTunes? Because I just buy it and watch it.
I don't know, Dave. It's cool in theaters.
Okay. Is it that cool in theaters?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't have to watch it in theaters, but what movie have you watched at home that's better than watching it at theaters?
Anything that's not a big action set piece movie. I guess Baby Driver's kind of action set piecey, kind of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just contradicted yourself, Dave.
But no, but like anything that's just like a romantic comedy or a drama or
all about Adam Sandler's movies.
Yeah, basically any Adam Sandler movie doesn't need to be seen in theaters. Because I don't like, despite the fact that you'll probably enjoy the theater experience of listening to people laugh around you, like you don't need that to enjoy that. But I think that it's the worst when you go to a movie and you're expecting, a spectacle and you don't really get it.
Okay.
Do you not feel that way, Jeff? Do you prefer theater experience over that? Like,
I really want to watch a movie. I watch it in the theater because I like that experience better.
I just kind of disagree with that. Like, I think there's most movies I think I'd be completely content with just watching them at home.
Yes, you'd be content with it, but you're saying,
but I'm not.
better to watch it at home than watch it in a theater.
Yeah, because I'm just as.
Let me ask you this question, Dave.
Okay, all right. This is a serious debate. I would pay most movies I pay $50 to watch at home over going to the theater.
Let's say you got a bigger TV recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you get a bigger TV? Why didn't you just stick with a smaller TV?
Because I'm legally blind.
Yeah, so the bigger the TV, the better the experience, right?
Sure. We can debate that.
So you don't have a bigger TV. The theater has the biggest TV.
Okay, so let's look at this, Jeff. Okay.
Yeah.
I spend about $30 to $40 going to a movie. Okay.
Yep.
On a regular basis.
Okay.
If I were to take that $30 or $40 and spend only $15 to buy the movie later on iTunes, 20 maximum, right? So 15 to 20 bucks instead of 30 to 40, I could save that 20 or the 10 to 20 bucks. Okay.
Hey,
I could use that money to upgrade and continue to make a better like theater experience in my own home that I could also benefit from all the TV shows and everything else that I would watch on my Netflix/Disney streaming service.
you don't have to spend $30 to $40 to see a movie. On Tuesdays, a lot of theaters have like $5 tickets.
But I work on Tuesday.
A lot of theaters also like other theaters also have $5 tickets on Thursdays.
So they're wing night, Jeff.
Yeah.
So no, this whole thing is I would gladly pay more money just if I could watch movies day and date at home.
But I go to a movie theater that I'm iffy about, like for movies, and spend $5 to watch the movie.
Yeah, but I like
And
the
then,
popcorn and the soda, and I can buy all that for cheap at home.
oh, but you didn't factor in that movie price at home with what you have to pay for in popcorn and pop
I'm including that
every
in
single
the
time you watch the movie. Think about it. If you own it and watch that movie 100 times, think about all that money you're spending on 100 times of popcorn. That's ridiculous. I
yeah.
see where you're coming from, but I don't buy movie theaters or anything. I don't buy movies or anything.
Okay, so but with no snacks,
Mhm.
um, I just don't get it, Jeff. I don't think the movie theater experience is that great without the popcorn and the drink and the
Why?
like.
You don't have to have popcorn and drink to watch a
Wouldn't
movie.
you rather just have a nice big recliner and a big giant TV in your basement?
Or you could just have yes, but I don't have to. I don't want take a day out of my time to watch movies. When I'm at home, I do other stuff besides watch movies. I don't sit there and dedicate time to watch a
Right, but
movie.
instead you spend time driving to the theater. You spend time waiting through Regal's first look slash AMC's first look, right? So you got to watch all these
Yeah.
trailers. You got to watch 30 minutes of previews, right? Which is charging you money essentially by
But
wasting
you
your
like
time
the
with previews.
I like previews,
I
right?
do. I like previews too. I'm just acknowledging it as a cost in factor because we're now talking about the value of a movie at a theater, right? So if we're gonna debate this, arguably my time is worth money, correct? So I'm paying all this time. I'm paying with time to go to the theater, wait in the line for the snacks, wait in the line to watch Regal First Look, wait for to watch 30 minutes of trailers before the movie actually starts. And by going in that early, I'm being polite. I don't come in halfway through the trailers because that's rude. Okay. So now this movie ordeal is now 4 hours worth of time. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is really just a 2 hour movie that I could have watched at home on my couch, on my TV, really comfortably and enjoyed for significantly less money because the snacks would have cost less as
I
well.
think you're slighted from Crocker Park movie theaters.
I really like AMC. I really like the AMC at Westwood Town Center. I just don't think it's always necessary. I think if we're talking about Baby Driver, if you're telling me it's an action movie, I will agree with you in that aspect. Like I will take the understanding that sometimes movies are like that. But when I see like stupid comedies like Seth Rogen movies, like I don't need this big giant screen.
Mhm.
I also like to be able to go to like Thor Ragnarok on midnight for the midnight premiere, Jeff, and
Mhm.
then come home and buy the movie and then watch it again multiple times that week. Like I don't want to wait. There's no reason I should have to wait 6 months
Yes,
for
there
something to
is.
come out on Blu-ray.
So
What?
they get all that money from the movie theaters.
That's all it is, Jeff.
Because
They're
if they
only
just
doing it to
released
make
on
money.
DVD right away, they would not make as much money.
Yeah, true. True, they wouldn't. So, Jeff, you want to hear talk
I,
about the movies I bought this week?
what movies did you buy this week?
I bought a lot of movies. I had a big iTunes credit.
Oh gosh. Okay, yeah.
So I bought Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which I proceeded to binge watch all night last night. That was fun.
Binge watch? What do you mean watch it multiple times?
No, like I watched it like at starting at almost 2 in the morning. I started it and I watched the whole thing on my phone.
Why?
Um, because it was so good. I was just gonna watch a little bit, and then I ended up watching the whole thing because I loved it
Dave, when have you ever watched a movie just like, I'm only gonna watch a little bit of this movie?
all the time, all the
You
time. Pretty
watch the
much.
first 10 minutes, like, all right, that was a good little bit of the movie.
No,
You
but
just turn.
sometimes I watch like the first 30 minutes of stuff like just to eat. Like if I sit down and go, I'm just gonna put this movie on for a little bit while I eat because it's a comfort movie. Like I know this movie, I don't need to watch all of it. I'm just gonna put this on for the half hour that it's gonna take me to eat this giant ass burrito.
Mhm.
You don't do that?
Oh,
What do you put on when you eat?
YouTube,
Okay.
Netflix shows or something, a show
I
that
mostly
lasts
listen to
20 minutes.
podcasts, but occasionally I put on a movie. I bought Power Rangers, the new Power Rangers movie.
Okay.
I bought Logan.
My gosh.
I bought the Lego Batman movie.
Oh my gosh.
And I also bought Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Okay. I thought you didn't even like that movie that much.
I don't, but I need to rewatch it to determine how I feel about it.
Oh my gosh, Dave. I don't buy movies. I download them.
Okay, look, I like to own movies legitimately 90% of the time. Okay.
Why?
Why? Because I like having a big movie collection and I don't mind giving them $15 to watch it as endless amounts of times as I want as long as I own it forever.
I have it for free. And
And
I
illegally.
can watch it. I don't know. I'm not saying illegally.
And,
I'm
and
just saying I get them for free.
from your friend who shares them legally with you as a friend who makes you a legal, legitimate shared copy. Got it. Okay. Jeff, I like
Yeah.
and you're getting my copies. I'm just sending you copies of movies. Anyway, the point here in this conversation is I like to give back to the movies I enjoy,
Yeah.
and I wasn't gonna rent Fantastic Beasts for $5
Hmm.
just to watch it again to determine how I feel. I might as well just buy it for 15 and watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my big movie purchases. You should come watch Power Rangers
I will.
because it's fantastic.
Is it better than the last movie you watched?
What was the last movie I watched?
I don't know, Dave. What was the last movie you watched?
Oh, Valerian.
I thought it was Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, yeah, last night, yes. I love Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
So it's worse than that?
Everything is worse than Guardians of the Galaxy 2, including Star Wars.
Everything is worse?
Yep.
You're saying Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is the best movie ever made.
Yep, period.
Period?
Yep.
That's a horrible opinion. You're the first person to ever mutter those words.
At least I don't like Cars better than I like Toy Story.
But you like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 better than Toy Story.
They're pretty close. Anyway, Jeff,
You like it better than The Shawshank Redemption. Have you ever watched The Shawshank
I have
Redemption?
watched The Shawshank Redemption, Jeff. It's a good movie. And all I've
You're
said,
saying,
all I have said is Guardians of the Galaxy is my person. God dang it, I'm starting some war on Twitter.
what about Guardians of the Galaxy 1?
Love Guardians of the Galaxy 1. All I've said, all that I'm committing to, and this is a serious statement, is that Guardians of the Galaxy is my personal favorite space franchise.
But you said it's your favorite movie of all time.
Jeff, it was a joke. Calm your roll. Okay.
No.
I will argue that Guardians is a better movie than a lot of other movies.
Well, no crap, Dave.
Guardians of the Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy is a higher quality film
Because
than
99% of the movies that are made are like Cars 2, which are crap.
Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3 are way worse than either of the
Hey, episode 1, it might be worse than 4, 5, and 6, but it's the best prequel movie. They had some good fights.
But Guardians is still better than all the Star Wars prequels.
But not bad. What about 6?
No. Are we talking about qualities of films, or are we arguing about whether I personally like the franchise better?
Which do you like, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 or Star Wars Episode 6 better?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
What about episode 7?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
What about Star Trek?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. You're asking me whether I like this better.
What about Moon?
I like Moon a lot too, but I would put that below Star Wars and Star Trek. I might put it above the Star Wars prequels.
What about Across the Universe?
That is not a space movie.
But it has universe in the title.
Arguably, Star Wars isn't a space movie.
What about our Avatar? I heard you love Avatar.
I hate. God dang it, Jeff! Pick your character of the week.
What about Wall-E?
See, Wall-E's a hard one, Jeff, but I don't put it on the same level as the others. Like, it's not the same.
Independence Day. E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
I'm just gonna let you keep going.
What's your character of the week, Dave?
I don't, Jeff.
What about Spaceballs?
I love Spaceballs, but I still put it at the bottom of the space franchises that I enjoy.
You just said you love balls, Dave.
Spaceballs 2 is coming out, Jeff.
No, it's not. That's been a rumor for like 30 decades now.
I still really hope it's coming.
A return for more money. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Man, this has been a...
Hi, guys. There was no news. Nothing happened.
We just like to argue with each other. Crash Bandicoot 2, I almost beat.
Oh, we didn't talk about Crash Bandicoot 2. Jeff, tell me how that's going.
It's fun. I like it.
How are the polar bear levels for you?
They're pretty okay. I mean, they're pretty hard. I mean, Crash 2 is a pretty hard game at points.
Yeah.
Especially to get all the boxes. I'm not having too difficult a time with the polar bear levels, though.
I have such hard time with the timing because none of the things are the same.
What do you mean none of the things are the same?
Like sometimes there's 3 boxes in a row and you can normally hit the 3rd box, and then if you immediately would tap the jump button and then tap the jump button immediately again, like you could clear the landings. You can't do this in this game. I've tried 1,000 times. It's not the same timing.
1,000 times, Dave. That's a lot of times. What after 500 times? Why wouldn't you just try a different way?
Because I want it to feel like the original. It doesn't.
Do you know what the definition of insanity is, Dave?
Crash Bandicoot: The Insane Trilogy.
Trying the same thing over and over, hoping for a different result. See, so you were so excited for this Insane Trilogy, and you played a little bit of one of the games, and you never played the rest.
No.
Warped, did you? Did you even play Warped?
Nope, didn't even touch Warped.
And the polar bear level, the first polar bear level, isn't even that far into Crash Bandicoot 2.
I beat the first 2 warp rooms in Crash Bandicoot 2. Yeah. And I beat the first island and a half in Crash Bandicoot 1.
Oh, the first island in Crash Bandicoot 1 is easy.
Shut up, Jeff. The Great Gate timing on those stupid boxes was impossible in this game.
The Great Gate was horrible.
Oh, it was horrible. Oh.
But I will admit that for even the PlayStation 1 version, I had problems. So what letter should I go with?
W.
W for wuss.
Man, for wimps who can't admit that Guardians of the Galaxy is better than Star Wars.
It is not. You're like saying that Cars is better than Toy Story. Man, you're as bad as John.
I didn't say I actually think it's better. I actually would argue that Star Wars is certainly better, but I personally enjoy Guardians more. That is all I am saying.
Just because it's funny.
Yeah, because it's funny and makes me smile and is colorful and fun, just like Star Wars, but it makes me happier.
Yeah.
Sue me. I'm waiting.
Okay. Well, let's go with oh man, there's so many good W's, Dave. That's a good letter.
Yeah, because W has possibilities.
Uh, what
All
about
right.
wind shear?
Okay, wind shear.
Wind shear. Or oh man.
Okay, I'm ready. Tell me. Tell me all about it.
Or wind shear or Jim Wilson.
Jim Wilson, because Jim Young is in our chat.
Fine, I'll go with Jim Wilson, but wind shear is pretty funny. Just with his powers and abilities.
Okay.
Jim Wilson. He just looks like a regular everyday guy, right?
Yep.
Guess what his real name is?
Static Shock.
Jim Wilson.
His real name is Wilson.
First appearance, Incredible Hulk. Occupation, former thief.
Okay, he was a thief.
Base mobile. Special powers abilities. No superhuman powers, but a loyal friend despite or because of his tough upbringing. Special powers abilities. I'm a loyal friend. Growing up as as a tough street kid, no one ever gave Jim Wilson a break. So it's perhaps no surprise that he was destined to become friends with that well-known outsider, the Hulk. He's destined because he was an outsider.
Oh, is this the weird guy that ends up becoming the Hulk and like having the Hulk while Bruce Banner doesn't have the Hulk inside of him?
No. Jim
Okay.
was homeless and starving when he snatched a woman's purse. However, he became overcome with guilt and left the purse where the woman would find it. Jim was hiding out in an abandoned tenement when he encountered the Hulk and offered him his last candy bar. Jim Wilson offered the Hulk his last candy bar after he was overcome with guilt about stealing a woman's purse. Wilson agreed to help the Hulk find Banner and void the army. And the Hulk's sense of loyalty to Wilson grew. That sentence doesn't make sense to me. How did Jim Wilson
I'm
help the Hulk find Banner?
yeah, I'm very confused about how Banner was separated from the Hulk.
Is Banner the Hulk's like his dad Banner, like Colonel Banner?
I'm assuming this is a point in the comics where the Hulk is separate from Banner.
And this let me just put it to you this way. So the Hulk's sense of loyalty to Wilson grew. Just be prepared. This next sentence is a complete 180. This last sentence in this entire thing, complete 180. Sadly, a few years later, Jim Wilson would die from AIDS.
What? Okay,
I told you to prepare yourself.
That's number one. That's horrible and trash. You did not. You said prepare myself for a 180.
Yeah, that's a complete 180.
The 180 I was expecting, Jeff, was that you were about to say Wilson was actually Bruce Banner the whole time. Not. All right. Number one, that's a horrible, horrible, sad ending to this character that no one remembers. What the
A
heck?
fictional character.
Marvel, come on.
I think they just need to write this book better.
Just write their encyclopedia better. Nobody went through this and confirmed what they were actually saying in any of these sentences. Like nobody read that and went, we should probably make this a little bit cleaner.
Just like not a little bit cleaner, a little bit more explanative.
Yeah, just explain there's a 1-year time jump and then immediately dies of a disease that is horrible. Right? Like
Wilson, the Hulk was growing really close with Jim Wilson, and Jim Wilson died a few years later. Like, what happened? Jesus, man.
yeah, like the Hulk and him were friends, and now they're not.
And now he's dead. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
It's like saying, hey, Dave, we're best friends. I'm dead.
Like 1 year later, Dave was dead.
Shoot, man.
Oh my god.
I
This
mean, I
book.
don't want to say anything bad about AIDS, but it's just the
No,
book, man.
exactly. No,
The book
it's the
just words it.
horrible writing of the book.
We're critiquing more of like the book than the characters themselves.
The choice in direction of explanation for this story. Anyway, guys, that was a massive character crunch.
Yeah.
Sometimes the milk stays in the
Some would
cereal.
argue that it's our best character crunch episode since episode 62.
Of course,
Since
guys.
episode 2.
Guys, this is Character Crunch, episode 162, part of the Dacespace Podcast Network, which should be supported on Patreon at patreon.com/Dacespace, where you can be like our amazing patron, Josh Miller, who makes this show possible every single week and streams on Twitch as a big FN Eagle. All our links, of course, for this show are available over at CharacterCrunch.com. So go check that out. Do that. Powered by the Dacespace Podcast Network.
Oh, that is pretty good. Yep.
Did you check to make sure this worked now?
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts on the GoFundMe I texted you, Jeff.
I didn't even look at the GoFundMe yet.
Okay.
Oh man, the Salty Dave GoFundMe. He was so salty.
Go listen to Forget Being Cool, and we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, it's at $100.
Yo, it's